Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, I wanted to just sit down and do something that was, or is, very similar to some of my other videos. And that is just to kind of talk about some of my favorite things that I've been using and some things that I've purchased over the last couple months that I have been kind of obsessed with using and really stuck to using. So I'm actually gonna first start off by applying some lip balm. Now, this lip balm has actually been a favorite of mine for the last 3 years or so, and it's actually only available, or at least I've only found it at Bath & Body Works, and I've actually had a hard time getting my hands on it in the last couple months, or rather the last year. So I walked into Bath & Body Works the other day to get my holiday peppermint candle and just happened to look over at their like lip care section, and I found this lip product again, and I was so excited. And the best part is that you buy 2 and get 1 free. So I bought 3 of them, so I have multiple backups. So this product is called My Favorite Night Balm, and it's by Bigelow Apothecaries. Oh boy, I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's just this little tube of lip balm, and it actually comes out looking kind of glossy, which I kind of like, but I do like to wear it overnight, and I find that in the morning my lips are always so much more moisturized and plump, and I have very few lip balms that I like to wear overnight because I find that by the morning your lips are still dry, and I like that this stays on actually all night long. So I'm not even gonna dig into these new tubes here. I'm gonna put them aside and use this tube up here that I'm just squeezing out so I can get everything I need out of it. So literally, I literally am squeezing it out, guys. I was savoring this stuff because I was scared I would never be able to find it again. So I do actually find that this is like a lighter version of the Bite Agave Lip Mask, which I also really love. But this one's obviously just a little bit more inexpensive because you do get 3 for the price of 2 of them. I just really love the texture of this lip balm. It's not balmy in the sense that it feels waxy, it just kind of feels like hydrating and moisturizing. So I really love that product, and I'm super happy that I was able to find it again, and now I'm back stocked for the rest of the year. And next I want to get into a skincare brand that I have been obsessing over the last month, and that brand is Kiehls. Now, I've always been very interested in Kiehls, and I've looked at their products a lot, and I've always loved going into their shops and looking at everything, but everything was just kind of out of my price range. But recently I've been kind of having a lot of issues with under eye bags, so I walked into their store about a month ago and was looking for an eye cream, and I just sat down with one of the ladies because I actually had some time, and she kind of walked me through what type of skincare that I should be using from them, and I ended up walking away with an eye cream that I have fallen in love with, and that eye cream is the Midnight Recovery Eye, and it comes in a tube just like this, and it just has like a little squeezy applicator. And I find that on the nights I forget to put this on, no matter what, I wake up and I have bags under my eyes, but on the nights that I do remember to use it, which is almost every night, but there is an on night where I'm too tired, I just forget to put it on. But when I wake up in the morning after wearing this, my eyes essentially have no bags, or I would say half the amount of bags under my eyes that I normally do. So, and it's very rare that I've been able to find an eye cream that does not irritate my skin. I've said in previous videos before, every single eye cream I've ever used has always created eczema or a rash under my eyes, and this eye cream just kind of like ticked off every box for me. It works on fine lines, puffiness, and dark circles, and that's just, you know, everything that I could ever want from an eye cream. So I've been really loving this guy, and I feel like this tube will last me forever. I think it was about $48 Canadian, which is a lot of money for an eye cream, but with how little you use around your eyes, this will definitely last me for a really long time. So while I was at the Kiehls store, the lady also suggested I use this one face wash from them, and I was going to purchase it, but I just like couldn't fathom spending $50 on an eye cream and then another $35 on this face wash. So I kind of put it aside, just grabbed the eye cream because that really was what I went into the store for. And she was nice enough to give me a trial size of the face wash that she had suggested for me. And as soon as I ran out of that trial size, I went right away and bought the full size face wash because it was just that good. And luckily at that time there was the Sephora VIB Rouge sale. So thankfully Sephora carries Kiehls now because any discount off of their products I will take. And that face wash was the Rare Earth Deep Pore Daily Cleanser. And this is with Amazonian white clay. And it also says it exfoliates and detoxifies. So the reason I like this was because yes, it does clean your skin, but it also has like very tiny bits that help exfoliate your skin. And even just from using that little sample that she gave me, my skin tone was so much more even and clear. My skin really hasn't been this clear in a really long time. The only thing I have on my face right now is moisturizer, and then I use some of the Cover FX custom enhancer drops just to add a little bit of a highlight before I go in with the rest of my makeup. But I just find that using this, everything is just so much more yeah, just so much more even and clear. And I did have a little bit of a breakout on my forehead, so any redness or spots on my forehead you see, that's just kind of my skin healing and just scarring, because I scar very easily. But I don't know, I just see such a difference in my skin after using this face wash. And even though my skin is now kind of on the more dry side, I do have a lot of enlarged pores, especially through my nose obviously, and a lot on my cheeks right here. So I feel like this kind of product with the Amazonian clay or Amazonian white clay really works on kind of clearing those things out. And because I was already on that line and knowing that that line didn't irritate my skin, I went and also picked up the Kiehls Rare Earth Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. Now, I am a huge believer in face masks. I use a face mask probably 4 times a week, depending on what my skin is doing. So this one also, like the face wash, works on your enlarged pores or works on kind of cleaning out and detoxifying all that gunk from your face. So like last night I came home from work and realized that my pores on my cheeks and on my nose were really clogged up. So I just kind of put that in just in those spots because I didn't want to strip the rest of the oils off my face. But I do find that this doesn't really leave you too dry or too like tight afterwards. It just kind of makes your skin feel clean, and I've noticed a huge difference after using both those 2 products together. And yeah, these like 3 products alone have made me fall completely in love with Kiehls, and I've just been searching for more things from them that I can use. I am actually looking for a moisturizer that's a little more hydrating. I really do love my Ole Henriksen moisturizer, but I think for the winter I'm going to need something that is a little more hydrating. But so if you have any recommendations, please just pop those down in the comments, because I am all ears, and preferably if they're in the Kiehls family, because I just want to dabble a little bit more into Kiehls because I've been loving them so much. So all of my base products that I've been using for foundation, concealer, and powder are all exactly the same, except for that I've switched back in my Wowder for the winter. I find that this powder is just really good for setting your makeup without making you look really dry. So I'm just gonna go throw all of that on my face, and I'll get back to talking about the rest of my products. So that is the majority of my base done. I just stopped at the bronzer because there is a blush that I've really been liking and a couple highlighters that I've been using that I also really love. So I wanted to kind of just walk through those couple things. So the blush that I've been using almost every single day since I got it is a Mineralize blush by MAC, and this one's in Petal Power. Now I do use Warm Soul as well from the Mineralize blushes, but this one's a very like neutral kind of warm color, and this one does show up on my skin, but it is very, very light. I use it on those days when I want my face just to look bronzy, and you can't really tell the difference between my bronzer and my blush. But there's something about the Petal Power color that I just think is such a lovely flush color. Now it's definitely more pink than I'm used to using, but it also has like a gold sheen through it, and it just makes your skin and your face look very fresh and bright. And I feel like now that it's November and it's really dull outside, it's nice to kind of bring some life back to your skin, even if it's just in your blush and your bronzer. So I'm just gonna take my Real Techniques brush and pat it in this blush here. Now when I use a blush that has a little bit more like pigment in it or a little more pink in it, I like to focus it really on like my temple area and then bring it into my cheeks here. So like I said, I like to focus it on my temple area so the color is kind of higher in my face, and then I bring it forward. I even like to bring it up into my forehead just a little bit. But I think it just creates such a nice pink flush on the face. Do the same thing on the other side. And the gold in this pink, I think that's why I like it, is because it isn't just like a pink color, it has a warmth to it and a sheen to it, which I really like. And I've not been wearing a lot of eye makeup, so I like to keep my skin looking really bright and fresh and glowy, and then keep it really simple on my eyes. I think a bolder, like not that this is bold, but I think that a brighter blush is a really nice way of bringing some life to your face without having, you know, lots of eye makeup on. And I love a really nice skin focused look. Then I'll just look straight ahead and see kind of where I need to bring it. I might bring a little bit more onto the apples of my cheeks, but just a little bit. Now for highlighters, I've still been using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. To me, this product is just kind of foolproof. You throw it on and your skin, no matter what, will look really like dewy and fresh and healthy. However, there's a couple highlighters from MAC that I've fallen in love with. One of those highlighters is actually from the holiday palette, so I know this is going to be a limited edition palette, but it is still available right now. And I believe this one's actually for the medium deep skin tone range, but it comes with a bronzer, a blush and a highlighter. Now all of these formulas are actually in the Extra Dimension formula, and this past summer I fell in love with the Delphic bronzer from MAC in the Extra Dimension formula, and it's one of those bronzers that's just kind of like a really beautiful sheen, and I use this exclusively every single day, and luckily I just got my hands on a backup, so I won't be running out of this anytime soon. So I was super happy when they came out with an entire palette with the same formula, because it's just such a buttery, creamy formula. I love it so much. But this bronzer is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. This is the medium deep one, but I like the highlighter in this palette more than the highlighter for the lighter skin tones. However, I do use it as an eyeshadow a lot. The blush to me is absolutely stunning. I do use this one a lot as well, and as well as an eyeshadow. But it's this highlighter to me that makes this whole palette worth it. Like, I tell people when I'm at work to, you know, I tell them how I use the other colors if they're a little bit too deep for the person's skin tone, but this highlighter to me is just so creamy and so buttery. Has a really beautiful gold tone to it, and no matter how I put it on my skin or when I put it on my skin always looks kind of dewy and wet, and it's in a powder formula, which is really nice. So I'm gonna throw that one on first, and I'm gonna use a MAC 240 brush here. I use this one for highlighting all the time, and I just find that like it looks like nothing comes off of these. They're like super hard pressed powders, but they go on your skin so buttery and so nice. So I'll show you how lovely this makes your skin look. This is a deeper gold, but I don't know, I just love it. I love it. And I find that if you don't like a powdery, or if you don't like powder highlights because you find them to be a little bit powdery, this formula in the Extra Dimension formula doesn't ever look powdery on your face. It just kind of looks like it's melting into your skin. So hopefully it's picking up on camera, but it really just gives that really wet look to your face that I really like. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea to have a glossy look to their face, but that's usually what I aim for. So the other highlighter from MAC that I've been loving is called Show Gold. Now, this is not a color of highlighter that I usually would pick for myself. However, I have purchased this highlighter for two of my friends, and they both say that it's one of their favorite highlights. So then I finally decided to just pick it up for myself. Now this one, I don't know if you can see, it looks like not a lot in the pan, but when it's on your skin, it looks just so beautiful. It's a gold undertone, but has a pink reflect in it. And again, you're not gonna see this very well on camera, which is really unfortunate. But it is one of those highlighters that when I see it on someone else, I know exactly what highlighter they're using. So I really think this one looks nice paired with another highlighter. So I like to pair it with this gold one here, and then I'll bring it down just to the apples of my cheeks to kind of brighten things up. And I'm gonna use the same brush. This also is an Extra Dimension formula, but to me, for some reason, these are slightly more powdery than the ones in the palette. But so I'll take it and I'll just kind of hit the higher points, and then always my temple area as well. And in person, you can just really see the pink sheen it leaves, and I just love it. So that is it for my base. I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows now, again off camera because I've done them on camera before. So for all the products that I didn't actually mention, I'll just list down below. If you do want an updated eyebrow routine, please let me know. There is not really anything I've changed, but I've had a lot of comments on my eyebrows lately, which to me is one of the highest compliments I could get because I'm really particular of my eyebrows. So if you guys want to see that, please let me know. And I'm just gonna go finish my eyebrows really quickly off camera, and I'll be right back. So now that I look ridiculous with all of these eyebrows and nothing else on my face, I'm gonna go next onto my eyes. So my eyes to me are a sensitive subject, quite literally, because I have, again, the most sensitive eyes and skin possible. And a couple weeks ago, I had some false lashes applied to my eyes, and without really realizing, like, I knew eyelash glue kind of irritated my eyes, but for some reason this one occasion completely made my eyes flare up, and I wasn't able to wear much makeup on my eyes for about a week and a half, and it did create like an eczema patch under my eye, and I was just kind of in a lot of pain in my eye area because I just had such a reaction to this eyelash glue. So what I was doing for the last couple of weeks while I was going into work was keeping my eyes super simple, and then wearing a very bold lip. And I actually started to fall in love with a couple other lip colors that I haven't really used in a while, and I was going a lot more vampy, a lot more intense, and I love the look now of a very simple eye makeup and a really bold lip. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So ironically enough, right at the exact same time that I had this eye reaction, I received my Pat McGrath palette that I bought. And I had been wanting to buy a Pat McGrath palette for a really long time, but couldn't fathom spending all of that money on one of the really big mothership palettes. So when the Rouge sale was on, I bought this little one here. So this guy here is $70, and with the Rouge sale, you get 20% off. So it did bring it down to about the same price as an Anastasia palette. And I figured for how good the formula is, I thought it would be a little bit more worth it. I know it's only 6 colors, but I just thought that it was super beautiful and it had gotten really good reviews. So I just figured, you know, why not? This is the time to get it. You know, I might as well while I was getting a discount on it. So I'm gonna keep the eye look really simple. I'm just gonna go in with that one matte shade there. The rest of the shimmer shades are stunning. I wore the more kind of coppery color the other day and I got so many compliments on my eyes because everyone said that my eye color was popping. But I'm just gonna go in with that one shade and just kind of sweep that all over my eye. But you can see, like, putting one dip and one swipe, these are so pigmented. And I find that the one time I put an eyeshadow base down first and it stuck to it too much and it was a little bit difficult to blend out after that, but that was just my own user error. But these do blend out really easily and I just love this color so much. So I'm just gonna keep it simple, but if you do want to see me do more of a look with this eyeshadow palette, just let me know. And then that's kind of it for the eyes. Again, super simple. I've really been liking a bold lip, so that's what I'm gonna focus on next. All right, so I did actually just finish off the look with my mascara, but then I also felt like I needed just a little bit extra. So I went in with this like really beautiful coppery color on a brush and just like swiped it across my eyelid. And these eyeshadows are the easiest thing to work with. I barely tapped my brush into the eyeshadow and just swiped it over my eye, and it just gives you such a beautiful coppery bronzed look. My eyelashes look hella clumpy though right now, so I gotta go fix that. You know what? I can't find my spoolie, so they're just gonna have to stay clumpy. Now for lipstick, I have been wearing this one color from MAC that I really love, but I just got the heartbreaking news that MAC will be discontinuing it. So that color, if you want to still get your hands on it, I believe is still available online, and it's called Fire Roasted. It is one of the lip tensity formulas, and it's this really beautiful, warm, like beautiful, luscious red, and I just love it so much, and every time I wear it, someone asks me what I'm wearing on my lips. However, there is a lipstick from Shiseido that I picked up, and to me, this is a really random brand to shop in because I'm not really well versed in Shiseido, but I was at the Bay and they had just put these guys out, and it's this little tiny lipstick tube. And when I read the description of it, it said it was a gel lipstick that was like a long wearing formula. So I tried one on and it goes on feeling almost too slippery. And I was like, I don't understand how this is gonna be a long wearing formula, because it felt like a balm. But then after a few minutes or so, it just kind of like sucks to your lips and does not move. It almost feels like you're wearing a liquid lipstick, but you apply it just like a regular lipstick. So this formula and this color, I have the color Sleeping Dragon. Again, it's a warm red, so it's kind of been almost an everyday color for me lately, and I've just really been loving it. So I'm just gonna throw that on. I've also been loving lining my lips first with the lip liner. Obviously, I'm not usually a lip liner person, but I kind of like to make my lips look super full when I wear a red lipstick because I just think it looks really, really nice. So I'm just gonna do that quickly. Now this goes on super slippery, so you have to be kind of controlled and careful when you're applying it. But oh my gosh, it is the coolest formula. They have a really bright orange that I really want, but I figure I'll save that for the summer. I like using a lip liner with this formula because I find that because it is so slippery, it's easy to kind of slip out of your lip line. So a lip liner just kind of helps you control where you're putting it. So this is it does look like a very moisturizing lipstick, but it 100% does dry down. It doesn't dry down to a point where it doesn't transfer, but it does dry down to a point where it's definitely on your lips and won't be budging anywhere. It doesn't bleed. I've had such a good experience with this lipstick formula that I can't wait to get my hands on more of them. But yeah, Shiseido, you did that thing. These lipsticks are stunning. All right guys, that's it for today's video. I hope this wasn't too boring. I know there wasn't really too many new things to talk about, but there are a couple products that if you want me to go more in depth about, like the Pat McGrath palette, or even I could talk about some of my favorite MAC products, because now that I've been working there officially for a year, I've definitely picked up some products that are my holy grails. And I'm also super excited to get more into skincare. Skincare is another one of my passions. Honestly, between makeup and skincare, I couldn't really tell you which one I loved more than the other. So if you have any more Kiehls recommendations or skincare recommendations in general, please leave them in the comments below. And I guess on that note, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.